But with the answers, will represent. Okay, this is a really dumb idea.
I mean, that's a panel idea is what that
That is a panel idea.
It crashed on the burn so badly.
You can be like the Vanna White of our names.
Fine.
Oh, the mic walks through. It has feet. He's going for speed?
Some of the rose to the occasion in a magnificent
I
fashion.
feel like that would be more for us than anyone else.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And also you go like, wow, really? That's what the people think.
Right? It's fun and yet traumatizing.
We've already lost the room, Scott. Give it up.
Okay, that would have been really funny. So if you're editing your video, just be sure to use laugh track and still. That's when the power went out, but dude, it was the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
And that's what we call prop comedy.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming to the panel.
That's right. It was funny for Gallagher and it's no, wait, it never was funny for anyone.
So hey everybody, how's it going? I love that. I love how I ask how's it going and they go, woo! Like what is that? How do you quantify a woo?
That was supposed to be energized?
Was that a good woo? Okay, how are you guys doing? Okay, I think that can be quantified as negative.
Can I be super cheesy and have everybody say hi on my phone?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
On 3. 3. 1, 2. Oh.
Oh, I thought you were just going to pass your phone around to everyone and have them say hi on it. That'd be...
That would be good. Hi.
Come back with my phone. You, come back with my phone!
Bye.
So, how about we all introduce ourselves? Name 3 characters you're most proud of, not necessarily that you're known for.
Not known for, proud of.
Most proud of. 3 characters you're most proud of, and your weapon of choice in the zombie apocalypse. Let's start with you.
Obvious answer.
I'm J. Michael Tatum, and I 3 characters. Okabe from Steins Gate, Sebastian from Black Butler, and Tenya Ida from My Hero Academia. I like you people, we should hang out more. My weapon of choice in the zombie apocalypse would be a makeup kit, because I'll just make myself up like a zombie, be like, whoa, what are you guys,
My name is Jamie Markey. Character is Junko from Danganronpa. Panty from Panty and Stocking. And I'll, because you got such a good, Mount Lady from My Hero Academia. I just like that applause, that was fun. And my weapon of choice would be Tyson Reinhardt. He's got lots of guns and weapons and things.
Just as a walking weapon.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Jason Marsden. Thank you. I am proud of a small black cat that helps extinguish witches around All Hallows Eve. Eating Smokus Pocus. I'm proud of Max. It's my dad's goofy, you know. I'm really proud of that laugh. And the 3rd character I'm most proud of is my son Clark. He is a character. Right.
Sweet.
Zombie apocalypse, my weapon of choice would be my son. I would hold him in front of me and be like, take this!
It's delicious. You're gonna love it.
And then I would run screaming, and then...
Nothing but praise.
Fair.
My name is Jeanie Toronto. I am proud of Android 21 from Dragon Ball Fighters. Layla from Code Geass. And then Akira Yamamoto from Star Blazers. And kind of classic choice, but I would love a good scythe.
Nice.
I believe he's on the end.
I just want to swing a mica around. Just like that.
Is that a Soul Eater joke? Ah, I get that reference.
That's so uncool.
So, not based on popular vote. Personal favorite.
Yes,
favorite.
Copy that. Hi, my name is Scott, and oh wait.
Wrong meeting.
Wrong meeting.
I mean, it depends.
I'm stepping in. One thing. I got to play Foghorn Leghorn on Baby Looney Tunes.
Nice.
That was stepping into the big 2-toed claws of the person whom I have basically built my entire career on, walking in the shadow of, which is not blank. Weird. I was Hermie the Elf in Island of Rudolph and the Island of Misfit Toys. Hermie the Elf and Yukon Cornelius. These are shows that I grew up on, and I got to do that and step into that world, which is pretty freaking awesome. Then we could, the Piccolo, Duo, Maxwell, all that stuff. You guys know that! And you're right, you know my weapon of choice. I developed it in my top secret basement laboratory. It is the 12-gauge crowbar.
Hi. Oh, wow. Yeah, nice to meet you. Hi. Everybody, I appreciate that. My name is Ai. I guess you're also most proud of Nakamoto from Assassination Classroom. Victor from Gossick. And Hat Kid from Hat in Time. And my weapon of choice would be some pretty good jokes and a lot of bad ones. I believe I missed you though, at the front of the line.
Oh, hi. My name is Micah, and I will be your host for this evening.
But I'm pretty sure
Okay.
you have 3 characters that you're most proud of.
Oh, yes. Kakeru in Orange, Yukine in Noragami, and Nikolai in the Empire of Corpses.
I should have asked, now I want to cry.
Just for you.
Weapon of choice.
Weapon of choice, my tears.
Are they special? Do they burn things? What happened?
They're very salty.
They just flavor the brains.
So like a zombie eats you and you're crying.
Well, I mean,
and
if
they're
they're
like, I need a drink.
open flesh wounds and everything salted, it hurts, right? Yeah.
I don't know. I've never met a zombie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's no scientific proof. It's just speculation at this point.
And do you know you've not met a zombie?
I don't.
I wasn't prepared for this. That's a deep
From
question.
my zombie identifying skills that I have.
Oh, you have them?
Oh, yeah.
Where did you
totally.
get them?
Jesus. The ultimate zombie told me. Okay, sorry.
Perfect.
What's our panel?
What are we doing?
Oh, that's a very good
For this
question.
leader, what are we doing?
Yes. I'm going to start off by
Did you have notes?
I do have notes. I have been studying all of you for the past 3 days. And I've collected these notes.
We've only been here
Thank you.
12 days.
Allow me to ask you some questions that are voice acting-ish. More like unrelated. Some questions. You're a brand new addition to the crayon box. What color would you be, and what would you be called?
Oh, I'm bringing back burnt sienna.
Birds?
So you go ahead.
No, please, after you. I have more thoughts.
No, I'm like you made notes to make our lives easier, but now I have to be witty at a
Oh, you
drop of a
don't?
hat.
No.
You made no.
No, I feel
It's
obligated.
easier.
You don't have to.
It doesn't have to be witty.
Because I'm serious. I
just
don't
copy
think they
yours?
should have taken my
No,
color
alright.
away.
Yeah?
I like that color.
Very
I'm wearing
passionate
it.
about burnt sienna.
They took it out of the color.
Why? That makes no sense.
Exactly. See, now you understand.
Start a petition, bring it back.
Start a petition, change.org.
They're not telling us.
Kickstart it.
Kickstart, bring back burnt sienna.
I want to be this color because I just learned it existed a week ago on an airplane. Apparently the uniforms in Delta, like they're a very specific color and they're called Passport Plum. I just like saying that. Passport Plum, and I'm like,
That's a good warm-up.
Passport plum in the library with the knife.
And you said you were gonna have bad jokes.
Well, then wait for it.
We've got an hour, guys.
I automatically think of food, and so when you said color, I was like, red velvet.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So what color would that be?
Chocolate cake colored with red food dye.
Oh, someone's still bitter
No,
from
you-
yesterday.
Because red velvet is its own flavor. It's not just chocolate cake with red food.
No.
I do want to interject here for a moment.
23.
Chocolate cake doesn't have buttermilk.
I would like to interject here for a moment that there's a voice actor that we all know who shall remain nameless who is like, I don't like red velvet because it's fake. And I'm like, would you prefer it made with real velvet? What does that mean? Like, that's not a thing you can do and eat. At least I can't.
Maybe they're not human.
You know?
What's
Actors,
red and
actors,
bad
not
for
real
your
people.
teeth?
Maybe honest.
A brick. The most controversial crayon color of our time, and certainly probably of all time, I don't think it even exists anymore. There used to be flesh color. And we're not talking the cool zombie version of like, you know, human flesh.
It's a marker color.
Is it?
Yeah. Chemical markers. Yeah. I thought it was pretty.
Got it right?
I would go with that because now it basically is a universal, broad sweep thing that encompasses the entire planet and becomes and behooves the oneness of us all. I completely faked that one, really?
You want to be like the Vin Diesel of colors. I like it.
That's good.
You have broken the Scott. Will you marry me? That was the best thing I've ever heard.
Well, we know what the color scheme of the ceremony is going to be.
Vin Diesel everywhere.
Vin Diesel
flesh
burnt
color.
sienna.
Clothing is
This
awesome.
fall.
What? Oh, hey, you know like that white crayon in the box that you use it doesn't do anything? It's me!
Colored paper.
See, here's the problem. This is like me in a session because you're surrounded by talented voiceover actors. All you want to do is just sit back and watch, and I can't think of anything. What's the question again? What color would I be as a voice actor? Like,
You.
or just
As
me
you.
as a human being?
You are more than a voice.
You are more than a voice actor.
You are also a crayon!
You are also a crayon.
Thank you, guys.
You're a wax figure.
I'd be that like the crayon that you get at like a hipster store where they took like a bunch of colors and put them into one stick, and you get them all depending on what
But
you're
not like
drawing.
mixed together, but just like.
Yeah, and you have to angle it a certain way, and it's kind of annoying. It's kind of annoying because you were hoping that, oh, I'm going to draw purple, but oh no, it looks like yellow came on that side.
We'd all be
You
marbles.
can have my answer.
I was that
Sure.
color before it was cool.
All right.
All right.
I feel confident about this.
Good warm up. Good warm up.
Yeah, all right.
All right. So outside of your work as an actor, what is the weirdest job that you've had to do? Because clearly, at some point in time, I'm just assuming, you've had to fill in the gaps between gigs or whatever. So what is
Speaking of the Gap, I worked at the Gap for 6 months. I folded clothes, and it was so much fun. It wasn't weird. I love folding clothes. Which really shows like if there was no entertainment industry, what was my skill set? Folding. I can fold clothes
So
really
like when you
good.
do laundry now.
So good.
So you're really good.
I can fold a T-shirt in like one move.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do the one where it's like lengthwise and you do it, or does it have to be, like?
No, I do it
shoulders?
lengthwise. No, I hold it up like this, and like in one move, it's like the sleeves are tucked, and bam, and it's folded over.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
nice.
Wow.
You don't
find a
need
shirt
that.
that you
You
did
don't need that board anymore.
Sure.
Nope. Applause for folding. Thank you.
Does anybody have a T-shirt?
Oh, it's a button down.
That's different. That's
Hang
different.
on, I'm buttoning up.
You're already 3 moves in. I was a janitor for a very brief amount of time at a haunted movie theater. And it was like, we were the late night janitors that came in after everyone was gone. So from like midnight to 8 a.m. we would clean everything. So because people were gone, it was easier to clean. And like that place was haunted. And there was one theater in particular where like there was a lot of activity, and like the story was that one of the construction workers died on site. And, like, yeah, right over. And my dad, who was in safety in construction, like knew. He's like, oh yeah, that contract. I know that someone did die. If you go behind the theater, there's a plaque in his memory. And I'm like, no, that. That was the weirdest job I've had.
Did you encounter any supernatural?
All the time.
Can you give us an example?
Okay.
This is where
a little
the
bit of
panel
setup.
becomes a ghost.
Sorry. So it was like a multiplex. It was like 15 screens back in the day. It was like one of the early ones in the area. That it was like big, huge movie theater. And so there would be like 5 of us working, like, okay, you take theaters like 8 through 10, and this person will take the next 4, and so we're all off on our own wing. Like, no one's working together at the same place. And whoever was working the concession stand, cleaning the kitchen and stuff, would keep an eye on the clock and come and tell us all when it was time to break for lunch. And so they would come and just go down every door and be like, hey, lunch, hey, lunch, hey, lunch. Somebody did it one night, and no one knew who it was, but they came to all of us at the exact same time because we all met. We're like, how? What? And then the guy was like, hey guys, you're already here, cool, lunch. We're like, who?
X-Files theme starts playing in the background.
And then the credits roll. Stuff like that all the time. We heard voices and footsteps and then stuff would move like crazy.
That's pretty weird.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can top that. I was just gonna say, I worked at the Four Seasons. I was like the front desk person, but I worked the overnight shift. And there's a lot of celebrities that stay at the Four Seasons, and you have to like, so many weird requests. I remember 2 a.m. Stevie Wonder needed a foot bath. So, and like, it was one of those like, we have a full like spa and everything. It was great actually. I got like all the leftover like fancy food, and the chefs would make whatever we wanted them to make. But I had to get together. Our spa was closed, but it was like, you're not gonna say no to Stevie Wonder. So I had to get together like a full foot bath for him and like deliver it to his room for a 2 a.m. foot bath.
Awesome.
Was it also haunted?
But fancy, like classy guy, like listening to the nicest jazz, and I'm like, dude, so cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Jazz in a foot bath. I want to go to the Four Seasons now.
Get down middle of the night.
Anniversary ideas.
Anything else?
Weirdest job.
I haven't had, this is the weirdest job I've had.
That's fair. That is absolutely fair.
Yeah.
This is a weird job.
It's very weird.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is just retail and waiting tables. It's not weird. It's boring.
Yeah.
Well, not lots of it. So we're talking about
Weird job.
things that you are actually paid to do.
Yes.
Clothed or unclothed?
Depends on how comfortable you are sharing
Whatever
with
is
the
the better
audience.
story, unclothed.
Which one is weirder?
Unclothed.
That's where it gets weird. So the one when I had to, with the, and I would appreciate it if this didn't go any farther than this room. So then I was asked why is the donkey here? And so like, whatever, I'm going to go with this because they're offering me. So and I'm sorry you had to hear that here, but that's my story, sad but true. Don't touch me.
And that is how you become a voice actor.
Believe it. All right, now that you guys know the tone of this panel, it's your turn to ask some questions.
Questions like that. Fun questions.
Pick somebody.
Hey. Oh look, we have this microphone.
Yay!
Have a microphone. Is this on?
It's on the
Is it on it? Hey, Thomas needs a walking microphone.
I love it when other people.
It seems like I'm the one who's gonna bring it. Okay.
There we go.
Who has a question?
Question.
Who has a good,
Nobody trip
fun,
on this. It's gonna
weird
make
question?
sure it's a good one.
We don't see you next fall. Okay, now the bad jokes start. Okay.
Starting with.
Get up.
Stand up.
Well, I guess starting with the vein of dark humor and such, what anime would you not want to show your parents? This is for this is for all kids. Which one would you not want to show your parents? That
Family
you have
friendly.
Either directed or voiced.
I feel bad because my parent, I'm from Orlando, Florida, so to visit me, my parent actually is here.
A true taste.
Yeah. To this day, she doesn't know about Kiss Him Not Me. It's just one of those things, she wouldn't get it. You guys get it. Yes. Right? Thank you. That and Tokyo Ghoul, 'cause Tokyo Ghoul is just bloody and gory and awesome, yes. All right, sorry. I don't really think there's an order.
So, like, I get my sense of humor from my parents. So there's not a lot I wouldn't show them. In fact, when I was writing Panty and Stocking, a lot of the jokes I wrote, I sent to them. They enjoyed that. Like, I texted my dad, and I can say this, I think. I was like, hey, Dad, I just wrote this joke for Panty and Stocking. It is, you keep talking, but all I hear is syphilis. And my dad replied, I think your mother and I are too old to catch that. Not a lot. Now, I would say, like, orange would be hard for my mom.
For very different reasons.
Because she has a hard time with sad things, emotional things, or anything that doesn't have a happy ending. So that, like, crude jokes, dark humor, blood, guts, whatever, she's down. But anything that might make her have a sad feeling, she doesn't want to watch that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I feel like I could show my mother anything because she wouldn't get any of it. I tried back in the day, like, to show her an anime. It was Holic, and I was like, I think you'll really like this. It's really cool. It's cute. It's fun, and it was kind of in the vein of sort of stuff she would watch in live action. But she had no idea what she was looking at. She was like, "Is that a face? Why does it look like that?" And we're like, God, it's like trying to explain cave art to someone that has no concept what art is.
Style.
And so I was like, yeah, I mean, but I'm like,
They were
yeah.
like hieroglyphics.
So I'd have to explain to her. She's like, well, what's that thing on his neck? I'm like, that's the shadow of his chin. It's the lighting. She's like, why is there lighting when it's animated? Mom! So I could show her anything, like the dirtiest thing, and she'd be like, cool, it looks beautiful. I have no idea what I'm looking at.
I'm just thinking of the times that when I was young, my Oma and I would sit down and watch hentai together. I don't let myself watch most of the stuff I do. It's like, no, I don't want to understand this. That's a world that I do not wish to explore. Why has that ogre got so many tentacles? I actually did a legitimate thing called Ogre Slayer many years ago, and it was like, dude, you know what? Wow. It takes a lot to, what? A, decodifying the basic tenets of Newtonian physics that cannot be done, and B, we're just, Japan, why? Yeah, the first time I discovered, I was doing when I first started doing anime conventions, and this was when Gundam Wing was pretty big. And so, this thing, people somebody brought me some artwork. I'm like, this is after they what do you think of 1 + 2? And I'm going, I think that's 3. And I'm telling us, well, as a voice actor, it's very, what a lovely piece of art. Right? Yeah. Hard to tell, so that's why they call it yaoi. And it's always very beautiful. There's always steam clouds, and it's very romantic. It's never like prison yaoi, is it? It was pretty! Don't judge me.
We have lost control of this panel, guys. Officially lost control.
For the love of God, somebody rein us in.
Jason, do you have an answer?
I don't follow a lot of anime. Number one, it's no offense to the anime convention that I've been invited to.
You son of a... Somebody get a rope.
He's a witch! Tie him up.
I don't know.
Anything.
I don't know if I can pull my parents away from Fox News enough to watch anything else.
Oh my God, please show them anime.
Yes. I'll take recommends. I'll take recommendations.
Well, even Spirited Away, that I remember being scared out of my mind, when her parents turned into pigs.
Oh, my parents love anything that I'm in. It's adorable. But yeah. Another question.
Someone pick. I'll just run over.
The Mad Hatter here was so upset.
For a while.
Yes.
I think they need mine.
Of course I'm upset. I'm sitting by the Red Queen over here. Don't you understand? All right, this is a 2-part question.
Love that.
And it's for a certain senpai. Is there going to be a second season? Kyoyo senpai?
You're asking the actor if there's going to be a
We're the last ones.
No, I'm asking the one with the hat.
God. Thank you.
I'd like to take this one and throw an answer out.
So, you're asking me whether or not there's going to be a season 2 of Oron High School Host Club. Okay, so this is really exciting. No, never. Stop asking. It's been like 15 years. If they wait much longer, it's going to be Oron High School Nursing Home. We're all going to be in our 80s going, hey, remember that time when I could drink tea? No. Like, it's like, it is the worst. Like, I love that show so much, and for years we've been chomping. Everyone that's worked on it has been chomping at the bit for a sequel, but I don't think, man, every year everyone's like, I just heard it's official, and it's always a lie. So never believe it. Never. I will believe it when I'm in the booth recording it, and even then I'm going to be like, is this real? Is this real or just a joke? I've been hurt way too many times. So, but also when it comes to stuff like that, actors don't know. We don't know. We're the last people to know. You often know before we do.
You better tell Vic to stop spreading lies then, because that's what he did last year.
That is who Vic is. Don't you tell us, just tell us. Sorry.
It's the same one where he was dressing up as Scott on YouTube. The second part is, are you doing the OVA of Kami Kiss Me as told you?
Kami-sama Kiss?
Yes, that. I couldn't get the word out.
Maybe, maybe not.
Good, because he's an Asian.
Please drop that knowledge on
That was an informative question for everyone. Thank you.
That's cool. Someone pick another.
Oh, there's so many.
I feel let's go in the back.
Let's go toward the back.
All the way in the back. Might have to meet me.
Just pick someone who doesn't have their hand up and be like, ask a question.
They have to be within range of the
I'm
cord.
assuming you're making eye contact with Micah. Come see me. Otherwise, I think
You're
someone's
raising your
gonna
hand,
trip
right?
over this.
Yes.
Yes, you go.
Oh, yay, magical.
Yes, there we
The
go.
pole is talking right now. It's amazing.
So I'm sure that all of you have had roles that you really loved and got really engrossed in. But on the other side, I'm sure that there were also roles that you really couldn't get engaged and it was just for the money mostly. What?
I am a polyphonic prostitute. I will make sounds for money.
I made more money.
Tell us how you sold that.
So my question is, what are the characteristics that make it something that you can really make it a labor of love versus the ones where you're just there for the paycheck?
Oh, good question.
Bro, you really turned that question around.
I'm going to answer this, and I think I'm going to speak for everyone on the panel, but feel free to jump in and tell me, no, go to hell, Tatum, you're wrong. But okay, never mind. So we're actors, and our job is to be in love with whatever we're doing. Like there are many times that I and all of us have played characters that we feel this is a show that we are not the audience for. But that doesn't matter. Like, as your job as an actor is to bring life to that character, whoever they are, and it's a pleasure. The more unlike you they seem to be, the more of a pleasure it is to kind of explore your range. So I don't think any of us have ever played a character that we couldn't get into. There are off days. Yeah, I mean.
Speak for yourself.
Speak for yourself.
You have off days where you're like, man, I'm tired or I'm not feeling well or whatever, so it's more of a struggle, but not because you don't love the character, just because maybe you're mentally not there and you just, you trust in the director and the material to, but I mean, the way I look at it is this, like what we do is really cool and super fun. No one does it for the money, because there's no money in it. There's just not. Not reliable money anyway, because it's too sporadic. But it's a fun job. It's a really cool job to get to tell someone else's story. That's the actor's, kind of duty. Duty. But, and there's so many people that would love to do it that will never ever get the chance. And what kind of a jerk would I be if I was like, I hate this, man, I hate this job. Then that's a failure of my own imagination and I'm in the wrong business. So I have never been a character that I didn't relate to on some level, and if I couldn't, I had to be honest and be like, I shouldn't be the one who goes to another actor. I don't believe in taking work from better people.
Outstanding.
I gotta slave away in front of a hot microphone for a couple hours. Then I take that wheelbarrow full of money and get it home. I tell you, I miss the deep fryer.
Someone pick.
You pick. You're the one with the microphone.
Just throw the microphone over your shoulder and whoever it hits.
Pick someone and disappoint
In the
someone.
aisle, right here.
We haven't really done this side of the
this
room
one, this
yet.
side.
That's exciting.
My shirt just
Put your
popped
phone
open.
down, unfortunately.
That's for the over 18 at 11:30 tonight. Hello.
Hi.
So it's kind of a personal question for all of you. Like, is there any like animated shows or movies, whether it be anime or just regular animation, that scarred you as a kid?
Why do you think we're here and doing what we do?
Exactly.
Some scars can never be filled.
Can it be live action as well? Can we like live action stuff, or does it have to be animation?
Go ahead, yeah.
It's animation.
All right,
Live action with animation. There's plenty of it.
I guess there's a few of us that maybe are a little older that there wasn't a whole lot of animation stuff to be scarred from, but you know, I think that Speed Racer can be scarring for numbers of reasons. But for me, the Dark Crystal was pretty intense.
The Ralph Bakshi Lord of the Rings movies are pretty intense. But like couldn't, like a car wreck, I couldn't stop looking at it.
Well, let's tear eyes away from rotoscoping.
There's a line. It doesn't count because it's live action, but Return to Oz, the live action Oz movie, has got some terrifying things. I'm like, why did you let your kids watch this? Thank you, but why?
Oh gosh, I was a huge Tim Burton fan, so even like his shorts, like Vincent, even though you look at it and you're like, that's kind of messed up for a kid to watch, but God, I would just watch it on repeat. I loved it so much. It's weird, yeah.
Yeah, there's a fine line between scarring and life-changing experience that steers you in wonderful new direction. I mean, I remember watching the Beatles' Yellow Submarine. That's when I discovered what it was like to be really high. But I wasn't. But I walked out going, dude, I can hear the color orange. It tastes like 9. Something went bing.
Or do you guys remember Disney's Fantasia, Night on Bald Mountain? Yeah, but it was like, as a child, like, I didn't register until later. I was like, that was pretty, like, mature for me to watch as a kid. All the demons, like, around the mountain.
Yes, I remember they showed that in my school. I was in 2nd grade, and I turned to my buddy. I was like, "What's that all about?" He's like, "Oh yeah, that's what happens when you go to hell. The devil, he cooks you and eats you." and I went home crying to my grandmother. I'm like, "What's gonna happen when I go to hell and you cook me and eat me?" Like, so I had to.
Maybe, we don't know.
Allegedly.
That's what my grandmother I can see every frame of that sequence, and specifically that sequence. I remember I was really small and to the theater with my parents, and there was also the scene with the centaur girls that actually weren't wearing any upper clothing.
That was not scarring. That was life.
Well, it was a life affirming, depending on your choices.
So, fun nerd fact about the Night on Bald Mountain sequence is like, I grew up thinking that was like the devil. It's not. It's actually the Eastern European god of the gatekeeper to the afterlife, Chernobog, who's like dark, sinister figure who's like, "You're dead, come with me." Like they don't have a very happy view of the afterlife in those older pagan cultures in that part of Europe. So it's Chernobog. Just fun to say, Chernobog. My next dog is going to be named Chernobog.
It's not true. It's
That also
big
sparked
guess.
a real fascination and appreciation for a lot of some of the more sort of variant forms of classical music for me. So it's like that in the soundtrack of every single Warner Brothers cartoon ever made.
Right.
The like claymation from the '90s, anything claymation from the '90s, really weird and out there.
Like the California Raisins?
Yes! That's exactly what I was thinking, yeah.
Now that we're all going through our scarring experiences, we're like,
Now we're all.
It's very healthy for everybody, I'm sure. Someone pick a question. What do you guys pick? I'm just standing here.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
Oh, the guy with the hat that looks like Indiana Jones is the one who turned around. Yeah, I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's right. Yeah.
That's why I got this
Oh,
so I'd
alright.
stand out.
Sorry.
Wait, why did I have the Adidas hat?
Alrighty. Alrighty, lighten things up. Let's say you go into a panel room, it's empty. You get locked on the inside, and you end up getting stuck with a character that you voice, who you have previously voiced. Who is the last character you want to be stuck in a room with that you voiced?
I'd like to, for a moment, just be really clear on what it's like inside my mind. Because you just described a day in the life. If you can find some way to open the portal and let them free, please let me know.
Didn't someone save me yesterday? Like, wasn't that a thing?
Yeah, but that's a daily occurrence. Come on, that's just...
What's Chernobyl?
Yeah.
I know if I got locked in a room with Chester from Fairly Odd Parents, I'd probably look for a weapon or something. You can imagine.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, you want to come and visit me in my trailer? I live in a trailer. Yeah, I have a dirt pile in back. We play in the dirt pile. You want to get the dirt out of my teeth? Hey, my dad says I can drink anything that falls off of his lap if I fall asleep. Come on.
I wouldn't want to be stuck with Skiyama from Tokyo Ghoul because, because it's kind of a damned if I do, damned if I don't situation because he's either going to eat me, and I don't want to be eaten by him, or he's not going to eat me, and I'm going to be really self-conscious about what's wrong with me.
I will say Junko. Yeah. Because she will yas queen me until I despair. I can only hear it so many times. Yas queen.
It's
his fault.
It's my fault. I take full responsibility for saying that gives me life.
There was a show I was in called Dies Irae. With neo-Nazis, and I play this crazy sorceress, Maria Schweigerin, who she, enjoys, she's like, I'm gonna seduce you, and then completely rip up your body into a million pieces. So she'd be like, I'm gonna be your best friend, girl. Let's be best friends. Let me cut you up into a million pieces. I'd be a little scared to be in a room with her. Yeah.
What
about you, Ayu? What? I don't know. I have a panel after this, and it's just me, so ask the question again later, I guess. But you guys heard that? After this, Ayu's
on
panel.
the other side of the room. I need a workout.
What about you?
Oh, it'd probably be Takizawa in Tokyo Ghoul because he beat me to a pulp, but also be talking about food. So on one hand, yay food. On the other hand, I'm dead. And there can be no enjoyment.
That's a false equivalent.
He also has better teeth than I do. It's not fair.
They all have great.
Can you get trapped with a show? Because, 10 years on Dragon Ball Z, it is basically if you're trapped in the room with that show and anything that beeps 3 times, you're doomed to spend eternity screaming until your head explodes. Because there's no warning. We don't get the scripts in advance. It'd be like, oh, okay, there's an epic big power up, cool. So it'd be like, beep, beep, beep. That is eternity. And now. I used to be able to do that for hours. Just that yell. It's the human head.
Glasses and headphones.
Glasses and headphones, yay! Woohoo!
Oh, it's the way he's approaching this.
I'm just trying to make sure she gets
I'm stepping back and cringing now. I got a question.
Alright, but anyway, this is kind of inspired by Science-Gate. So since there's Hyun Choma, the alter ego, what would your alter ego's name be?
John. Another also really boring name. I don't know, my alter ego? God, I don't know. Now there's a lot of pressure. John, but spelled with runes. And he'd be just like me.
It would be Jamie Marchi. But Jamie Marchi.
Jaime Mariachi.
I have had someone call me mariachi before, and I was like, really? I feel like we're missing some
letters. I've got, instead of Toronto, Tornado. I'm like, that's fun. Yeah. I probably shouldn't be announcing this. I do, because there are roles that I wouldn't do, but also I need to pay rent, and rent doesn't care where the money comes from. So I do have an alias. Yes, my alias has a full-blown persona, Twitter, everything. And she is kind of my alter ego, and I actually really, really love her.
She fights crime.
What?
She fights crime.
With her boobies.
I think she creates crime.
Also
Please
with
tell
her
us more about this alter ego of yours. This is very interesting.
She's pretty badass. I can't, like, there are days where I'm
I'm
like,
sorry, what was her
When
name?
you say badass, what you're saying is a badass.
Jeanie Tornado, you said? Okay, Tornado.
For me to know and you guys to not find out ever.
Interesting.
They will know by 5
Put all
o'clock.
over the internet.
Tweet your answers.
I did consider once legally changing my name to an asterisk. It's pronounced.
So whenever you would hear a pregnant pause, you would know someone was calling your name.
Do I live in
Every
world
time
where
there's a
I'm
moment of
sent to
silence, you're like, yes?
Yes.
Sorry, did you want
My moment.
someone say my name?
Since I relocated from Los Angeles to Nashville, Tennessee, I felt, reinvented myself, life transformation, and all my friends, not all my friends, some friends were too lazy to say my whole name and to call me Mars, so I kind of adopted that as my alter ego. So y'all can call me Mars if you want.
God war.
That's how you kill a conversation. Sorry.
Call me Mars.
Wait, what?
Just saying his name.
Yeah.
Now they're shouting.
All right. There's one right there with a plaid shirt on.
Plaid shirt in there.
Plaid shirt. Sorry, everyone in the back. I feel like if you want, you should come forward so she can get to you faster.
I mean, the cord does go that long, but someone will absolutely trip and die.
I don't want you to die. Don't die.
Then I don't take away her. I don't answer any questions.
It's okay.
Hi.
Nice to see you again, Scott.
Good to see you again.
Oh, by the way, Michael, I do say you are one hell of an actor.
What? That was a compliment.
It wasn't like a ooh, it was like a ooh.
I hope you win an Emmy.
Read the room,
like that?
Michael.
Sorry.
Just a little bit of a quick two-parter. Yes. I know you don't like accents either, so it's okay. I won't be an English accent. But Jason.
I'm here.
Call him Mars.
Mars to his friends.
Jeez, I'm sorry. I'm so happy to see you.
I'm so happy to see you.
You were part of my childhood too.
Yay!
Yeah, I actually.
You turned out great.
I remember I got into your voice actually from Spirited Away and from Shaolin Showdown when you played Chase Young.
Dig it? Yeah.
What was it like going into the audition as Chase Young? 'Cause he's my favorite villain from that show. And also with Michael, how is it like dealing with angry grandma with Sea Dog VA on that one video?
Should we answer at the same time?
Yeah, we'll get one.
To hell with her.
Makes it succinct. Now you can actually answer.
Perfect. Fortunately, and this doesn't happen a lot, but that was one of those roles they just gave me, and they called me in, and I didn't have to audition for it. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yep. I'm that good. I mean, I'm not Michael good, but
Well, none of us are.
Can I pick the next one?
Any other question? Yes.
Because there's orange hair over here, and I
Yes.
swear, like, I can sense that it's like a DBZ. Your head's gonna explode if you don't get to answer. So please, in the sake of preventing aneurysms and embolisms and other isms.
Hi, I have a question for Jason.
I'm here.
Okay, you were in Hocus Pocus, right?
That's right. You're not a virgin, are you? You don't have to answer that question. It's a very personal question. You can't go anywhere near that black flame candle. You understand? All hell will break loose, and I just want to make sure make sure that you cash in that V card before Halloween. I just want to say.
You have no idea what you are doing to me with that voice, Jason. But thank you.
Okay, we all know Sean Murray plays Binks in the beginning, like the human.
Mhm.
I just wanted to know why you were chosen to play the cat. I love you as the cat, but I just wanted to know why there was like a voice change, because I never understood that.
Well, when you're making movies, there's a committee involved, and always things change all the time. And Sean Murray was cast as Thackeray Binks, as the human and the voice. And he did a knockout job. And they shot the movie, they finished it, and they're cut it together, and Sean's natural voice is kind of like, it's kind of valley, He grew up in the valley, makes sense. But they're like, Binks is supposed to be this 300-year-old cat from colonial Salem. It should have like an old world sort of sound. So they had an audition process. I did audition for this, and then they cast me. And then I not only had to loop Binks's voice, but I had to go back and do Sean's as well to keep it keep it consistent. But it was nothing against him personally. It was just one of those creative decisions that was made.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you wearing a Vixen shirt? So you watch the show a lot? Yes. You know the character Tall Boy on that show? Yes. You know who plays him? Take off the hat and put the beard back on. The de facto leader of the Southside Serpent sitting right here. Over my dead body. No, I quit that show. They were not nice people. Oh, yes.
What's the name of the show? Who were
Riverdale.
the people? I missed everything. Oh,
Riverdale, it's like the Archie people, but darker.
Right.
Or at least it was.
I just want to know who we're
Someone in the back. I'm all the way back here.
Deep, deep, deep in center field.
Not back at all.
There's a holo. Oh, is it holo?
Hello.
Hey! Underrated show.
Oh, hi, how are you doing? How are you?
Go for the sparkles. Hi.
Oh!
I've met most of you already. So, Jason, can you finally fold Micah's shirt?
Yeah.
Come on, move.
She's ready.
Here we go. Okay.
I think you're the question of the panel.
Wait. This is what it comes down to. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mr. Jason Marsden.
Right along the creases.
With 3.45 seconds.
You got
And that's with
4
humidity.
from the Russian judge.
You are going to be just fine in the zombie apocalypse.
Thank you.
All right, hats.
Blue. Oh, sorry.
Hats here in this row.
Oh.
Keep it up.
Adidas
That's
hat.
it.
Adidas hat.
Adidas hat. Sorry. Yeah, all the hats. All the hats.
At once.
My question.
Oh God, don't do that.
Do it again. It
You're
was so good the
you're
first
also
time.
3 feet away, so just yell it.
This one's for. Sorry. This one's for. Oh my God, my head's.
You can point.
This one's for Tatum and Marky.
Okay. Last name usage.
You're in trouble now.
Every time you pause, you're calling my name.
For Tatum and Marky, as you two have done script adaptations, I know a lot of people give you guys a lot of tend to shall I say, scream their issues on social media about changes.
What are you talking about? That never happened.
Oh, complaint.
No,
Oh, you mean like death threats? Yes.
Yes. How do you deal with that exactly?
Yeah. For shows I didn't write, and then I didn't direct, and then I didn't even
These two are
say
like,
lines.
in my mind, you guys are like some of the best writers at Funimation. Like,
Thank you.
if-
Thank you
feel
so
free,
much
like,
for saying that.
take advantage, pick their brains. The fact that you are like adapting time travel explanations is crazy in itself. And then like I hear nothing but like people gushing over every script that you've done.
Thank you.
Like, guys, these are like creme de la creme because not, as you guys know, not every script is the best script. But, yeah.
Well, thank you.
And also, I really don't mind the performances just come out really well in those scripts.
Thank you.
Thank
Well,
you
that's,
very much.
I mean, that's the goal, right? We're writing for actors to give them
And
the
also,
ability to do their job.
Tatum, I recently found out about your videos with CDawg VA. They are hilarious.
Oh, CDawg, Connor is really funny. But yeah, when it comes to like the thing about like people's opinions online, like when you're in any kind of business where you're in the public eye in whatever quarter of it, like there's always going to be people that hate you, and you just have to like. Pardon me for dropping the F-bomb, but my philosophy when people like that are like, I hate what you do, I'm like, fine, fuck off. You can hate it, I don't care. Like if you're gonna send me a death threat, then I'm like, all right, now, it's personal. But I mean, most of the time people are like, I just hated that. And I'm like, okay, cool, that's awesome, you're not my audience. And that's, I mean, you just kind of learn to do it. And also, like, whenever it got me down, I would just cash my paycheck and everything was fine. I'm like,
So basically pick and choose your battles.
But also we get a lot of love from actors that are in the, that we don't, like the people, we also know that people that really like our stuff aren't very vocal about it because they don't think about the writers. The writers should be rather invisible because it should be the performances you remember, and hopefully our scripts help the actor get there, but they don't think about the behind the scenes people, the engineers, the writers, the directors. They think about the people that are front and center. That's just how they're the most visible. So there are people that hate stuff because they're just gonna hate anything you do. You can't win, and there's no point trying to please them because they're just jerks.
And I have a particular type of person on the internet. I don't want to call them like mom's basement dwellers, but they're like mom's basement dwellers.
Hey.
And they can't.
Not all
You're
moms' basements,
different.
you're different.
Hashtag not all mom's basement.
All mom's basement dwellers' lives matter. This particular group of people really don't like me because I'm a woman and I have a strong voice, and that, I think, as women is a plight we deal with forever. You know, I have been told by a studio to be kinder when defending myself against some major hate. No man has ever been told to be kinder online. But as a woman, we're kind of held to these different standards, and even so much as, like, you know, the hate that comes online, people will tell Michael, I don't like it, or these things. They don't call him active names and tell him to kill himself and and have a concerted effort to destroy him online, whereas I had that from these people for, again, a line I didn't write in a show I wasn't even in, and I didn't direct it. There were all men involved. One woman was editing, and I got all the hate. So in those situations, you have to make a decision, I think. For me, I guess I had to make this decision of who I want to be. And I have a voice. I think this platform, as voice actors, we have the opportunity to take a stand where some people wouldn't. And for me to say, you know what, this isn't easy, but screw those people. I'm better than them, I'm stronger than them, and I'm not letting them take me down no matter what they say. Come at me, bro. For me, I have a voice, and they're giving me power to use it. So I'm gonna use it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Philosophy doesn't start with an F.
What's the time? We have 5 minutes. Should we do quick? Should we just do quick and make it?
Let's do lightning round. Okay, every single hand that needs a question, and in the air. 3, 2, 1. These hands are now locked.
I'm not coming to you anymore.
Any hand that drops,
One word or less
goes around.
answer.
Fast answers, fast questions.
You with the fingerless gloves. Right there. Yes.
Go.
You. Go.
Don't hesitate. Ask. This is my voice. Sorry.
Your favorite line.
What is it now, Daddy?
So what just happened? What happens if I just accidentally blew the janitor?
Wait.
Okay. It's fast.
You
fast.
there. What do we gotta choose?
Pancakes.
Waffles. Both.
Pancakes cooked in a waffle iron. Wait, those are waffles. Never mind.
Gluten-free loser.
What kind of world is it where I can't have both?
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Longest you have made to scream through your life on Dragon Ball.
It started, and it's actually, you can still hear it echoing through the ends of
You standing up near the door.
Is it Chris? Is that right?
Yeah.
I remember.
Hey, Chris!
Hey.
Love the jacket, by the way.
Aspect of the process that you thought should be more noticeable.
The part where when
Writing.
it's said that these are fast answers and fast questions?
Sound engineering.
Yes, sound engineering.
Sound
Sound. Oh, they are the unsung
They're
heroes
the
of the business.
costumers.
Mixing.
They make it
Time.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the back, red shirt.
What's your least favorite line?
Best most line.
Hawaiian shirt. Yes.
Pardon me?
Ooh.
A
All of
show
them?
from my childhood would have to be done.
No, they were all perfect.
Yeah.
That's why they're shows from my childhood.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's why I'm here.
Agreed.
There's a lot that I'd want to work on, like all of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
But not to improve, just to be part.
Jacket with one glove. Or two gloves. I just now saw the other.
Is the Survivor Island to pull someone off?
I would risk cancellation and keep everybody.
Oh, it's the office.
I am the weakest link.
Also, not bad.
Glasses.
Glasses. Yes.
Mine!
4 legs.
French bulldog.
Boston Terrier.
Samway.
Kayshawn.
Sammy.
Corgis, corgi bus.
Goofy.
I like Frenchies as well, because I want to use them as little tiny bowling balls.
They're perfect too.
They love it.
With
too.
love.
They do it themselves anyway. They're little wrecking balls.
Pink sleeve.
Choice of animal as a psychic to fight alongside with you in the zombie apocalypse.
Michael Tatum.
Jeanie Markey.
We would
Jason
die so
Marsden.
fast.
Combine the
We'd
both
be
of
like, is this a ghost? And it would be like, no, I'm a zombie. And then we'd be like, oh, we're dead. Okay, sorry.
Give me your loudest Yoey and Kioma.
My loudest Hawaiian coma? No. Dude, I gotta do this for another 4 days. Please don't make me wreck my voice. I love you, but no. All right. Yes, red shirt.
Yes.
Favorite pie?
Favorite pie?
Yes.
Moon.
Key lime.
Brownie. Brownie pies are a thing. I'm a cake girl, and I still can't have gluten, so
Cake is a lie.
Ice cream.
Ice
cream pie.
Broccoli.
Broccoli.
Broccoli pie.
French bulldog.
You don't know.
The mathematical equation.
Yes, in the back. Yes.
Why can movie talk and not Ludo?
Okay, we need to close the doors.
Whoa. Thank you guys for coming to the panel. We'll be signing autographs later.
You guys are amazing. How are you?